Howdy, it's me, Manic Merc, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. Today I'm coming to you with Record Day Thursday. Oh my God. Yes, it's Thursday, okay. Anyway, okay, so I went to Half Price Books this morning. I found that if I go at like 9 when they open, then they've sort of cleaned up from last night and maybe they put some records in the bin. I don't know. That's my theory. Anyway, I haven't found anything there for quite a while, and I found a few things today. This morning when I went in, it was really quiet in there. So there were a number of records that didn't have stickers on, price stickers. And the young man was doing some stuff around there, and I said, hey, these look like they should be in the 50-cent bin, but they don't have price stickers on them. And he said, oh yeah, the stickers, they fall off really easily. And I'm thinking to myself, no, they don't. How long have you worked here? Your stickers are hell to get off the covers of records. They're way too sticky. But I just disregarded his comment, and the only one of interest that I picked up that didn't have a sticker on it was The Teen Scene by Chet Atkins. A nice clean copy of The Teen Scene by Chet Atkins. I think I got this because the cover's cool. It's a cool cover. It's a woman with a bowl of spaghetti on her head. Speaking of buying more than one copy of things, you can never have as many copies as you need of clean copies of Persuasive Percussion, Volume 2. Terry Snyder and the All-Stars, okay. And then a couple weird things that I never find in there. I guess people just pick them up. The cover's rough, but it's the Rolling Stones Made in the Shade. I don't even have any idea what the hell. Oh, Angie's on this. Now you're... Oh. Didn't care if that song. Hated it. One of the bullies in school, he would just break up the class by singing that song, Angie, and people would laugh, but they had to. Because if they didn't laugh, he would kill them after school, okay? Anyway, okay, go on. It's Roy Ayers' Ambiguity. It's a yellow cover. You never want to do a yellow cover. I'm just telling you that right now. I have no idea. It's the Premier Liberty line. Premier. It's a really horrible die cut. There's no reason for this die cut. Okay. It's the Swedish-American Hot Jazz collaboration featuring Bent Pearson and Thomas Ornberg. The American-Swedish Jazz collaboration. Something else that normally wouldn't be in the 50-cent bin is the Cosmo Factory Creedence Clearwater Revival. I don't know. I don't really care for the Rolling Stones album. I know I'm not going to care for that. This one I might like more. Let's see. If there's anything on it that I recognize? No. Run through the jungle. Run through the jungle. I think anyway. There might be something on that. Anyway, but this one at 50 cents. It was in there. It's a double record. The Best of Bob Dylan Volume 2. Okay. Just yesterday I listened to a sample from this new album that Bob Dylan's coming out with in February, the middle of February, where he covers Frank Sinatra, okay? And the one song, but it's just like Bob Dylan singing country, and the words happen to be lyrics that Frank Sinatra sung in the past at some point. But so it's like the slide guitar and stuff, you know, kind of a little bit, what would you call it, urban or not, alternative sort of, anyway, never mind. But the sample was really excellent. Now, if the whole album's like that, it might, you know, I don't know. But that one song, the sample online, he just really nailed it, I thought. Okay. It's the Tennessee Guitars doing all your country favorites, like Lisbon Antigua and Yakety Axe, Gentle on My Mind, and Sentimental Journey. All your country favorites, the Tennessee Guitars. Thoroughly budget. Okay, Guitar for Sentimental Lovers, speaking of thoroughly budget. Alright. Had to pick it up. I have no idea who Harold Bradley is, but he must have been famous enough to put his name on the cover in like 96-point type. It's the golden age of dance bands, Broadway. Oh, no. It's the best of Cugat. I'm sure I've got this when I picked it up again. Since I've been collecting Cugat, I've realized that all the women, all the Cugat covers, I think, were hot babes that he married. And I believe I saw this woman doing an interview from way back, probably in the 90s, early 90s or 80s, I'm not sure exactly when, where she calls Cugat a real big butthead. He was a huge butthead, and she hated him because he was abusive and womanizer, and he just treated her very badly. And why would you treat... She was so sweet. Of course, she would say that, you know, but anyway, I mean, she sang, and she never gave her any credit, you know, and she was like in the band singing and everything. It sounds like he was a pretty big butt. I must have to agree with her. But he's still one of the best Latin performers out there. I have to say that too. Okay, Modern Sound. Modern Sound. Speaking of budget, this is going to be horribly budget, but this is one of the best Modern Sounds covers I've ever seen, okay? Most of their covers are like incredibly horrible, and this one is not incredibly horrible by Modern Sound standards. All right? It's not. It just isn't. Who's Barry Young? One Has My Name. How many Barry Youngs are running around out there with Barry Young's name? You gotta wonder. Another Enoch-like album, big, bold, and brassy. Percussion and brass. I got that one too, but now I have another copy. They were so clean I couldn't pass them up. Provocative Percussion, one of the first ones. I got 3 or 4 of those too. Oh, it's so bad. This was in there. What? Chart, Run and Bear, Jim Nesbitt. If you don't really study the type treatment, you can't figure it out. Even though it's the most horrible photograph ever. Oh, it's so trendy. Let's use a filter like a Zipatone dropout thing. Zipatone. I dropped that one. Zipatone. Nobody out there knows what Zipatone is anymore. If you know what Zipatone is, don't look it up online. Can you even find it? You think it'll be referenced? Just write a comment down below. Everybody will look it up and figure out what it is. It was sheets of plastic with dots on them that people used to make tone on paper for not a halftone process, but for black and white, just like a stat. Oh, we dropped another one. Boy, what an antique you are. That's right. So speaking of antiques, that guy at the bottom, he looks pretty old to be in some kind of band, whatever the hell. Songs of the 70s, performed by the Sounds of the 70s Orchestra. Now, last week I talked about how in the 70s everything became real cheap. And here's another example of how things became cheap. They ran out of ink, they ran out of quality paper, they ran out of good photographs. The model's okay, but you can hardly tell because the photo's so bad. All right? The type got smaller because they couldn't afford larger type. I think I've had this one and probably got rid of it. This is probably the copy I had. It's the Marimba Band. Underneath it, it says, otherwise known as To Hell with High Fidelity. I'm not kidding. That's what it says. It also claims to be an album that features 6 men playing a 23-foot marimba at the same time. It's Walking on a Tight Percy Mayfield. Walking on a Tightrope. Now I was like thinking, who Percy Mayfield? I'm thinking, oh, what's that? Walking on a tightrope. One side hate and one is hope. Is that song? Is this the guy that sings that song? It'll be interesting to listen to the whole album because I don't really know anything more than just that little blurb. Okay. New Music for Horns. This was in there. Some kind of library record was in there. Gunther Schuller, Lines and Contrasts for 16 Horns, conducted by the composer. That actually sounds interesting. I may have to feature that. There's a lot of choices here to be made. Now, the last record is a box set, and you're thinking, oh no! Did Manic Mark buy a Reader's Digest box set of records? Well, yes I did. But it's pop songs. It's pop songs. Give me a chance to justify my 50-cent expenditure here. It's pop songs like Feeling Groovy and Born Free and By the Time I Get Back to Phoenix, done by people you've never heard of, which it usually excites me. Not right now. Anyway. Oh, so I'm buying all this shit. I'm spending all this money because I'm going to redo the bathroom. And if I buy shit, supplies and crap, so I redo the bathroom, it's already adding up. Okay, I bought a new bathroom. I'm going to put a photograph up of this medicine cabinet. This is how it came from eBay. Okay, there it is. It has a bottle opener on it and a corkscrew and a thing where you can plug shit in and lights and the rack on top, which was kind of hard to see in the photograph, where you can put towels and stuff. It had to come from some kind of boarding house or motel or some kind of low-end place where people would stay, you know, briefly. All right, it's in pretty good shape. But it came yesterday, and I've already taken it completely apart. I'm rewiring it now, and I'm going to paint it and clean it up. Okay, so I bought that because it's the most fabulous medicine chest I've ever seen. Oh, I'm having glass shelves made. I didn't have glass shelves. That's cool. And by the time I finish this video, I should know if I in fact have won this giant brass swan faucet set for this antique porcelain, really cool marble sink I've got that I'm using now, but the faucets on it are okay. They work really well. They're Victorian reproductions that you can't even find anymore, so I'll take them off. So this is ostentatious, this swan. In fact, it looks more like a dragon, so I'm thinking of, like, you would have the cold water, which you would just use, and then the hot water I'm going to hook up to natural gas, like a propane tank, and it's going to just spurt fire. Propane tank. It's going to spurt fire when you turn the hot water on. So it'll be like, oh, it's winter. I'm using Manic Mark's bathroom, so I think I'm just going to turn on the hot water because I want to use some hot water. Like, there'll be this big burst of flame that will come out, scorch the hair off your hands. I'll try to control it so it doesn't turn into anything really nasty. Anyway, okay. So that hopefully will come. Then I've got the shower head that I hope is going to be coming on the way. That looks like something would come down out of the shower and clamp on your head. It's got all these legs and arms and stuff that stick out of it. Why? I don't know, but it looks like it can clamp on your head and suck your brains out. I'm going to do that. I've been buying fossils. I'm going to stick fossils in the wall so the people that sent me the fossils, oh, I should show you the box. Here's a photograph of the box that the fossils came in, all right? Look at that. There are Batman stamps on it, along with a lot of other different kinds of stamps. It's a work of art. The top of this box is a work of art. It's just insane. The people that sold me the fossils have a website with a, you know, a pretty good one with an engine and everything that has a lot of functionality. But then they send out their product with used packing materials and this used box and this crazy. I love it, frankly, but I mean, I'm just saying. You would think is everybody going to go, oh, that's great? No, I don't think so. What else? So I'm going to put the fossils in the wall. I'm like, oh, should I tell them? Hey, thanks for the fossils. I'm going to smear the back of them with construction adhesive, and I'm going to stick them on the wall in a bathroom. It's going to be great. They'd probably have a heart attack. They'd probably come to my house and behead me. Anyway, that's that. What else? Is there anything else? So, see, the thing of it is, I studied for hours and hours and hours of how to build a shower that you tile the bottom, not where you buy a pan. And there's like all these videos online, and finally I found a company that makes a shower pan insert that you tile. So you don't have to put mortar down and then put a rubber roofing or membrane and then put more mortar down. You have to go through that process, okay? You stick that in there and you tile it. It's still not going to be, there's a whole process anyway. And then I got all this plumbing and wiring to do because I've got to move around things. And it's like a giant, massive project, but it's going to be so cool. I'm going to tile the whole bathroom, put fossils in. Oh, that's the other thing is I got to make my own tile. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen because it requires somebody out there, and you know who you are, to coordinate with me, and who's really, really super busy himself. And allow me at least to get into a studio and work there and kind of help me through the process. I could make the own tiles, which he would fire for me if we can get the kiln hooked up. So there's a lot of ifs. But there always are a lot of ifs in life. If I should live so long to finish this thing is one of them. Now, on to the musical sample.
The beat goes on, the beat goes on. goes on, the beat goes on. And the beat goes on, the beat goes on, the beat goes on. The beat goes on.